If there's one thing I've learned online, it's that being into gaming makes you an expert on the financial reports of mega companies. So let's dive in. Microsoft released their Q3 2024 financial reports, and the numbers are looking pretty good across the board, but it's a mixed bag in the gaming division. Overall gaming revenue grew 51%, but that bakes in 55 points of net impact from the Activision Blizzard acquisition, where Call of Duty, Candy Crush, World of Warcraft, and Crash Team Rumble, the four cash cows of the Actapocalypse, are now bringing in the big bucks for Xbox. In fact, Xbox content and services revenue is up 62% thanks to 61 points of net impact from the Call of Duty King. So in other words, Xbox is crushing it on paper, but Activision Blizzard is bringing a predictably massive bump to the gaming side of the company. But the tides turn when it comes to hardware. Xbox hardware revenue, the consoles, controllers, headsets, that kind of thing, dropped 31%. And that's a big drop following a holiday season that only brought a 3% bump in Xbox hardware sales. But during this earnings call, Satya Nadella pointed out a big data point that Tweaktown reported on. Xbox had 7 different games in the top 25 on the PlayStation Store, more than any other publisher on the platform, including Sony itself. Now, before the rumors and speculation start flying about Xbox getting out of the console market, let's dig deep into the archives to 3 weeks ago, where Sarah Bond confirmed that the company is moving full speed ahead on the next generation of hardware that she says will focus on delivering the biggest technological leap ever in a generation. Even with the comforting words of a tech executive, anyone who's a fan of Xbox hardware has every right to look at these numbers and interpret them as writing on the wall for Xbox going all in on being a third-party publisher and cutting off their space in the console market, and that very well could happen later down the line. But personally, I think Xbox has a bigger play in mind here. This generation has been about 2 things for Xbox: getting more games into players' hands and getting them to subscribe to Game Pass to play them. The Xbox One generation ended much better than it began, shout out Dom Matrick, but the general narrative was that Xbox still needed good games that people wanted to play. And whether it's through studios that Xbox already owned or through acquisitions like Bethesda and Activision, Xbox has fixed that problem and then some. Let me tap the PlayStation Store graph again as a reminder. Xbox has games that people want to play, but so far this generation, the only way to play these games in the way that people traditionally want to play their games was to buy an Xbox console or a gaming PC. And PC gaming is becoming way more common, and cloud gaming is also an option, but for non-Xbox players who just want to sit down, pick up a controller, and play games on the console that they've already got, it was a big ask to get them to go out and grab an Xbox, no matter how good Sea of Thieves, Grounded, or Hi-Fi Rush are. But now that these games are over in the PlayStation Nation and selling pretty well by the looks of it, Xbox is working to rebuild that brand reputation and prove that not only do they have games now, they've got good games, and they got them where you want them, if you're willing to pay a little bit extra. Right now, Xbox is rebuilding trust with the general gaming community. The last decade has had some big wins, but by and large, it's been a 10-year cycle dominated by PlayStation. By doubling down on building good games that people want to play and finding ways to get them into players' hands, even if that means putting it on a competing platform, people will slowly but surely start to rebuild that trust and know that when they see Xbox, they can expect something great. But eventually, when player trust gets to that point, the value proposition of the Xbox console kicks in. Not only were 7 of Xbox's games listed in the top 25 games on PlayStation, 20 of those games are also on Xbox consoles in general, and 9 of them are currently available on Game Pass. If Xbox successfully continues to rebuild that trust in the brand and deliver good games that people want to play, then the next Xbox console could be the obvious choice for people that are looking to get the most bang for their buck. And we're not talking about a store brand value pack of games. It's the most affordable platform to access games that people actually want to play. The great thing about this whole scenario is that it's about giving you and I the choice of how we want to play. If you're a PlayStation diehard and can't part with that trophy collection, which I get as somebody who likes Xbox achievements, Xbox has you covered with some of their biggest games already on PlayStation, and more are probably on the way. If you're a PC player who doesn't want anything to do with the console, they've got you covered there with Xbox Game Pass for PC or over on Steam, where you can just buy their games outright if you want them in that collection. And if you're all in on Xbox consoles, you've got a steady stream of content from first and third-party studios coming into Game Pass, thousands of games in general spanning 4 different generations. You've got a good experience. And from a business perspective, Microsoft will gladly accept your money, wherever it's coming from. It's a pretty good strategy. But let me know down below, what do you think about this new Xbox strategy? Do you think Microsoft is making a play to show a combo of quality and value, or do you think I'm completely wrong and they're actually setting up to become a third-party publisher after the next console generation winds down? I'd love to know your thoughts. And of course, if you're new here and you enjoy what you see and what you hear, hit that subscribe button to get videos like this every week and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop, and I'll catch you on the next one.